The Proud Hunter. The village of Asempa was peaceful, surrounded by thick forests and quiet rivers. Among the villagers lived a young hunter named Kwaku. He was strong, wealthy, and admired by many, but pride had filled his heart. He mocked every woman who showed interest in him, believing none were worthy of becoming his wife. The elders warned him that pride often attracts darkness, but Kwaku never listened. The voice by the river won. Evening after hunting deep in the forest, Kwaku heard a strange, beautiful singing near the river bank. The voice was soft and haunting, unlike anything he had ever heard before. Drawn by curiosity, he followed the sound through the tall grass until he saw a mysterious woman dressed in white standing beside the water. Under the moonlight, her beauty seemed unreal. Her skin glowed softly, and her long black hair moved gently in the wind. The mysterious woman. The woman introduced herself as Ajoa. She spoke calmly and smiled often, but there was something strange about her presence. Whenever Kwaku asked where she came from or who her family was, she avoided the question. Despite the mystery surrounding her, Kwaku became obsessed with her beauty. Every evening he returned to the river to meet her, slowly falling deeper under her spell. Warnings. Ignored weeks later, Kwaku announced to the village that he intended to marry Ajoa. Fear spread among the villagers because nobody knew anything about her. The elders warned him that strangers without roots often carry secrets. Even Kwaku's mother begged him to reconsider, but he refused to listen. Blinded by love and pride, Kwaku insisted that nothing could separate him from Ajoa. The wedding day. The wedding was held during the dry season, but dark clouds suddenly covered the sky as the ceremony began. Animals behaved strangely, goats cried loudly, and restless winds swept through the village. Some elders quietly left before the celebration ended, sensing danger. Still, Kwaku ignored every warning sign and proudly married the mysterious woman. Midnight horror. Late that night, Kwaku woke to the sound of chewing coming from the corner of the room. In the darkness, he slowly turned and saw Ajoa crouched on the floor beside the torn body of a dead goat. Blood covered her mouth, and her body looked twisted and unnatural. When lightning flashed outside, her glowing eyes met his. Terror froze Kwaku as the beautiful woman transformed into something inhuman before him. The truth revealed. Ajoa slowly returned to her normal appearance and stared at Kwaku with sadness in her eyes. She confessed that she was not human and had come from a world beyond the living. The room became cold and silent as she warned him that humans always fear what they cannot understand. Overcome with horror, Kwaku fled into the night screaming for help. Fear in the village. The villagers gathered in panic after hearing Kwaku's story. By morning, Ajoa had disappeared, leaving behind strange animal-like footprints inside the house. Soon, terrible events began haunting the village. Livestock vanished during the night. Children claimed they saw a woman in white near the river, and villagers started dying mysteriously. Fear spread everywhere as people believed the spirit bride had cursed the land. The spiritualist arrives. As the deaths continued, an old spiritualist named Nana Kessa arrived from a neighboring village. After listening carefully to the story, he explained that the spirit remained connected to Kwaku. Unless he faced her before the next full moon, the curse would never end. Though terrified, Kwaku agreed to confront the being he had once called his wife. Return to the river. On the night of the full moon, Kwaku followed Nanakesi back to the river where he first met Ajoa. Thick mist covered the water as her haunting singing echoed through the darkness. Slowly she appeared from the shadows. This time, her true form was harder to hide. Her glowing eyes pierced through the night, and her feet hovered above the ground. The spirit's anger. Joa accused Kwaku of betraying her after promising love without fear. As she spoke, the river began rising violently, and strong winds shook the trees around them. Nanakesi chanted ancient prayers while throwing sacred powder into the fire. Suddenly, Ajoa transformed fully into a horrifying creature made of shadows, with long, twisted limbs and hollow, glowing eyes. Breaking the curse. The spirit screamed and lunged toward Kwaku, but Nanakesi raised a powerful charm toward the sky. Flames burst upward, forcing the creature backward. The ground trembled as the spirit let out one final terrifying cry before dissolving into dark smoke that disappeared into the river. Instantly the wind stopped, and silence returned to the forest. The lesson. After that night, peace slowly returned to the village. The death stopped, and the mysterious singing was never heard again. Kwaku became a changed man, humbled by the horror he had experienced. He spent the rest of his life warning others that beauty alone should never blind wisdom. And in many villages, elders still tell the story of the bride who was not human.